So a couple days ago, I saw this clip.
He gonna be one of the greats, trust me, the next greats. And what's fucked up is that when a nigga become great, people get hate.
What does it actually take in order to be great?
I want to be great. I want to be one of the greats.
So look, I want to be great, and I want the things that come with being great, the respectability, the opportunities. But as I kind of continue on this journey of striving towards greatness, it's making me think, is this actually what I want? We know the cliche phrases that circle around this idea of greatness, sacrificing and pushing yourself beyond its limits. And I think this Genius trailer showing Kanye's come up sparked a couple things. And knowing Kanye, he's created so many masterpieces outside of music and within music. But it seems like through the media and through everyone's opinions, it seems like his greatness is somewhat tormented. He's been tormented in order to get to the area that he's in. It seems like his genius, his madness, and his greatness all go hand in hand. So is that actually how it is? Do all of those things need to go hand in hand? Do I need to have those qualities in order to be great? I've been thinking about this a lot, and this was a little bit before the Genius trailer came out, and it's because of a movie titled Whiplash.
Start counting.
5, 6, 7.
In 4, damn it! Look at me!
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Now, was I rushing or was I dragging?
Whiplash is about a demented, abusive, manipulative jazz instructor that's in the search for his masterpiece, a jazz player that can push beyond the limits, do anything and everything that is required of them. And then you have the young, ambitious, naive jazz drummer, Andrew Neiman, and he is willing to do whatever in order to be great. And he's willing to be abused, he's willing to be manipulated for all of that sake in order to reach greatness. With his character, it really showed the nuances and the cons of greatness. He spiraled himself down into isolation and toxic obsession. So after watching the Genius trailer and Whiplash, in my opinion, here are 3 things that I think it takes in order to be great. Number 1, sacrifice. Maybe it's the way that I grew up, but when I think of sacrifice, I think of overdramatic. I think of blood for some reason, and I also think of tunnel vision. I think of forgetting everyone else. It's all about me. I focus on the goal, and I will get rid of everyone else in order to focus on this one goal. Sacrifice to me is giving up the tangible things right now for the long-term goal. And I think it's easy to get in the trap of isolation and ruthlessness. And I tend to go in isolation mode. Like, if I'm working on something, I'm so entranced by it. I am somewhat obsessed, and like, I need to do this, and I don't want to listen to anyone else. I don't want to hear anyone else. I'm not going to meet with you. I'm not going to do any of this because I'm trying to be great. And with that, I'm still catching myself. I have to learn that sometimes I can't be in isolation mode. There's a time and a place to be by yourself and work on your craft, but to hurt the people around you in order to be great, or hurt people around you in the name of greatness, it just doesn't sit right with me as much as it used to. But with craft, I understand that you have to put in the work. You have to sacrifice. It requires those hours. But I'm also understanding the weight of the craft is important. If I want to learn how to play an instrument really bad, I have to put in those hours, especially if I want to be great at it. And I think sacrifice is just a prerequisite of greatness. Number 2, obsession. Obsession seems like now in our society is a really bad thing. We've put a negative connotation on it. When we think of someone that's obsessed, we think of someone who's crazy, manic, insane, all around, just loose cannon, will go off at any moment. And I think that's just a bit too dramatic. When I imagine obsession, the first person I think of is Kobe Bryant. And when you see Kobe Bryant, Kobe is not erratic. He's not all over the place. he's laser focused, and that's what I really liked. And the one situation that I always go back to is when Kobe dislocated his finger in the middle of a game. And he went over to the sideline, got his finger popped back in, and went back into the game. And I think that's obsession. Like, he wasn't worried about the short-term pain because the end goal was to win the game. Like, that was that goal. And when you're obsessed, I think about, you know, when you're obsessed about the craft or obsessed about that one particular event, or I think when you're obsessed about that specific craft, like, nothing else matters when I'm focused on being the best. For me, as I'm growing in music and filmmaking and storytelling, like, I want to replicate that trance. I don't think it's a bad thing to be obsessed. I think you have to do it in a very strategic way internally so it doesn't eat at you and ruin all your other relationships. But I know with me, like, I want to be great at those things. And I'm willing to not let the pain, the small pain of now, affect me for the long term. Because I'm that obsessed, I'm that goal-oriented, and I'm that focused. Number 3, ask yourself why. This is something I've actually had to do recently. I've always told myself, like, I want to be great. I want to do this, I want to do that, but ultimately I want to be great. And I recently had to ask myself why. Like, why do I actually want to be great? Is it because I want approval? Is it because I want the applause? Is it because I want the opportunities? And I think that's something recently I've had to think about. I think self-awareness is a big thing, and asking yourself why. Like, there's no point in me doing all of this work in order to gain those skills. Yes, the skills are important, but once I reach greatness, I don't want to be unhappy and have no one around me because I sacrificed everything and everyone in the name of greatness. Now, low-key, I think this saves me from an existential crisis later on in my life. Like, I want to have friends, I want to have family, and that's something I'm working on now, is like, with the craft and the things that I put out now, like, I've sacrificed a lot. There are plenty of times in college I didn't go out at all because I was solely focused on working and being great, that, like, I look back and I regret it a little bit. I wish I would have enjoyed my time a lot more and took advantage of, like, the balance of, like, I can take a little time off and I can still be great and still hang with friends. But also, I think at the end of the day, greatness is in the same terms of, like, success. Success looks different to everyone. Greatness, I think, looks different to everyone. I think sometimes we equate greatness to money. We equate greatness to the amount of likes that we have or followers that we have on a social media platform. I just don't think that's it. Like, and I'm still doing some soul searching and asking, what does greatness look like to me? Is it because I really like Kanye and Kobe and I'm where they're at, I want that and I consider that great? Or, I don't know. Yeah, I'm still figuring that out. But these are my thoughts on greatness. Something I think about a lot. Definitely appreciate you for rocking with me and this whole video. Let me know your thoughts on what you think greatness is. We'd love to continue the conversation. Deuces.